Hey guys, now let us continue with the previous session. Here we will be discussing about what are the three important kinds of the key that is used in the database in relationship with the Python programming language. Okay, so now we know and how to build the data model, putting our data into the multiple linked tables and linking the rows, how we can link those rows to the tables using the keys. Okay, so we want some important terminologies to be used in this particular database. That is, we have generally three kinds of the keys which is used in the database model. One is logical key, second one is primary key, and the next one is a foreign key. So logical key means it is a key which is in the real world which might be used to look up a row. In our example data mode, the name key is the logical key. Okay, so you can see here. So this name field can be called as the logical key. It is a real world logic which exists. Okay, so in the similar way we have a primary key that is usually the number that is assigned automatically by the database. It generally has no meaning outside the program and it is only referred to the link rows from default tables together. That is the use of the primary key. Foreign key, it is usually the number that points to a primary key of an associated row in the different table. Okay, so an example of foreign key in our data is model is from id. We have seen the from id in the table, that is called as the foreign key. So here we are using the naming convention of always calling the primary key field name id and appending the suffix id to any field, that is the foreign key. Okay, so now the next topic is using the join to retrieve the data. Okay, what is the use of the join to retrieve the data? So in the SQL query language, we know how to join the data. So now we know the rules of the database normalization and we have the data spreaded into two tables linked together using the primary and foreign keys. We need to be able to build a select that reassembles the data across the tables. Okay, so the SQL language uses the join class to reconnect these tables. How it is doing? So in the join class you can specify the fields that are used to reconnect the rows between the table. How we can do it? Using the select and the join. Select star from the follows join people. What it is doing, it indicates that the fields were selected across both the follows and the people's table. Okay, so now the on clause, it indicates how the two tables are joined. Okay, so it takes the rows from the follows and append the row from the people. Okay, where the field from id is same as the id value in the people table. So id value is 1 and the follows id value should also be 1. Okay, that is how it will join. Okay, so you can see here, so in the people id value is 1 and this follows id value is from, so it is going to join these two values here. Okay, so you can connect, how it can connect, and after connecting you can get this following content. Okay, so id in the one, that is Dr. Check, name should be Dr. Check, id in the follows is 1 and id in the people table is 1. Okay, so it is connecting this one and the remaining data will be joined here. Okay, so that is how we can connect the tables using the join. Okay, so the main result of this join is it creates the extra long meta rows. Meta rows means multiple rows which have both the fields from the people and matching fields from the follows. Okay, where there is more than one match between the id field from the people and the from id from the people, then join creates the meta row for each of the matching pairs rows, duplicating the data as required. Okay, so this you can have a you can refer this following code how it demonstrate the data that will be having the database after have multiple table Twitter spider program has been run several time. Okay, so once you execute this should be the following output. Okay, so that is about the how we can use the join to retrieve the information in the database. Okay, so this is all about the using database and the SQL in the Python programming language. So far in this chapter we have discussed about what exactly is the database, and then we have discussed about the concepts of database. Then we have discussed database browser for the SQLite, and then we have discussed about how to create the database table, then how you can insert the data into the database, how you can drop the table, how you can delete the elements in the table. Okay, so and we have also discussed about this is given as an assignment to you. So basic data modeling, and what is data modeling and what is data model. And also we have discussed about whenever you have multiple tables, how you can do a programming. Then we have also discussed about the three kinds of the keys which is used in the database model, that is logical key, primary key, and then foreign key. Then now we are using the join to retrieve any data in the database. So this is about how we are using the database and the SQL in the Python programming language. Thank you.